Hi, so this is video 10 of a series of videos that I've been making about my journey of my life on the streets of Manchester and to where I am now. Maybe later on today I'm thinking of doing some of the videos of where I used to sleep in London when I first got to London back in 2003. I think maybe, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous sunny day out there right now. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down later on after I've uploaded this one and start documenting some of the places and when I first came to London. So this is, like I say, this is video 10. This is at the back of St. Paul's Church in a place called Withington, where I used to live for many years. Okay, so hopefully you enjoy.
Okay, Charlie. I bet you're kind of wondering why I'm always referring to you actually in my videos at the moment. That's only because, like I say, you know, you've been doing sort of videos around Manchester and places what were quite significant to me, and I just wanted to do a response to it. So, but anyway, well, I might as well keep referring. Maybe you don't like me doing that, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, the thing is, right now I just want to show you this place, and this is a place called Withington. As you can see, I'm in a graveyard, or churchyard at least, as you can see, and one of the reasons why I'm here is because this is where I started off, essentially, when I was in a bed and breakfast here when I was 18. Lived there for 4 years. A lovely Irish family that ran the place, Mr. and Mrs. Lawler. Anyway, like I say, you know, when I finally became homeless and left that place, sometimes I initially started off sleeping around here. I did try the town centre at first, actually. I did try the town centre, but again, maybe I'll get round to telling that story as well. But anyway, as I say, I kept myself very much to myself, and I had very good reasons at times as to why that was. But anyway, the thing is that as a way of sort of trying to stay out of the way and keep out of trouble, well, at least keep away from any possible trouble, I decided I was going to sleep down here because it was a place I'd lived for a good 4 years, knew the area very well, and it was like home in some ways. So anyway, I used to come down here, and in fact when I was living in that place I used to come down here actually, because at one time, you see now, look, now this is all changed, because at one time there used to be a set of steps here, and you used to go down these steps, and as you can see it's now all bricked off, but you could go down in there, and there was like a little place down there, and sometimes I would kip in there. I would sleep in there. I can't remember how long I did it for. I mean, a good few years off and on. I mean, I wouldn't be there constantly, you know, I'd move around a lot. I'd never stay in one spot for too long. You know, eventually I would move on to somewhere else. But this church is called St. Paul's Church, funny enough, so my namesake, I guess. Yeah, I used to feel safe at times here, you see, and it was quiet for the most part, and it was familiar, and so, like I say, I used to sleep at the back there. Now, not just that bit, but as I say, because I sort of moved around a lot, never in one spot for very long, I did eventually sort of come back here eventually, after a few years absence from the place, and basically I started kipping, because like I say, before they bricked it up they started blocking that part off anyway. I would imagine the other end's blocked off as well. Go and have a look, because you could go right through the back of this, you see. So now we're on the other side of the church, And as I say, that entranceway that I just showed you that's now bricked up, you could walk all the way through at the back of the church there, and there was like a set of doors that must have led into the crypt of the church at one time, I guess, possibly. But as I say, presumably you can't get access to that now anyway. But as I say, you can now see that there's a set of steps here. Oh, and look, it's got a door on it with a padlock, so presumably you can still get access to that at some point. But as you can see, there's well, it's a slope actually, not stairs. The other side was stairs, but as you can see, it's blocked off now. But yeah, I used to kid at the back of there. But then eventually, oh hang on, actually this is a bit of a new bit here. This wasn't here before, this little pathway. But we're heading now towards another part of this church where I used to sleep for a little while. Again, not for very long. But this is the church hall. So this is part of the church, but it's where the church hall is. You know, obviously on a Sunday and stuff, or whatever other days they have activities and stuff like any community church, I guess. But anyway, like I say, I used to come at the back here, and there's a little passageway, and there it is. Look, with a gate on the end. And again, you know, I mean, it's like this building at the side here. This is all new. But yeah, so I can't remember what was at the side of here now, to be quite honest with you, but I remember it being quite a darkish sort of what's then. But anyway, like I say, I used to put some cardboard here, and I used to sleep there. Again, that gate's not got a padlock or anything, so, but it's just like the bars pulled across. So, but again, it was quiet and it was out of the way. It wasn't very sheltered though, as you can see. It's got no roof or anything, so it was open to the elements. So, and there were times, I must admit, when I did kip down there, that I got wet. So, you know, but again, it was just about that sense of feeling, you know, it's familiar, and it felt relatively safe, at least, you know. So yeah, that was another part of the church grounds I used to sleep in. Funny enough, the vicar knew me quite well, funny enough, because I used to actually, when I was in that bed and breakfast down the road, which I'll take you to, it doesn't exist anymore, but I'll take you to where it is. The building's still there. It's changed a lot though. It's no longer like it was when I first went there. But yeah, I forgot what I was going to say then. Sorry. I'm starting to feel a bit weary, a bit tired. But yeah, so like I say, oh, that was it. I used to come to the church here on a Sunday for service, and the vicar guy at the time, I don't think he would be still here. I mean, he was about my age. I'm like my late 40s. I'll be 50 next year, and you know, I guess he was about that same age when I was about 18, 19, 20, whatever. So whether he's still here or retired, or I guess we could go back out the main gate because we're going that way anyway. So yeah, as I say, you know, I got to know him, and he was a nice enough fella, and you know, he was quite good to me really. And then when I became homeless and I lived at the back of here at that, he wasn't too happy about the situation, I must admit. He'd rather I didn't, but you know, I guess being a Christian sort of person, being a man of God and what have you, I guess he sort of, you know, kind of thought, well, you know, it's I'm not going to make you go, I'm not going to force you or call the police, just as long as you don't do any damage to the property or anything, and you know, just keep yourself to yourself and you don't get into any nefarious activities, I guess. Then, you know, I guess he was, well, as I say, I don't think he was happy about the situation, but he was certainly, you know, didn't mind me being there for the time being, I guess, at least. Anyway, there's a million stories to that one and all, so I'm not going to tell them all right now. I'm going to turn off for now, and I'll show you this bed and breakfast, or where it was. It's the building essentially still there, but it's changed a heck of a lot, and I'll tell you about that in a minute.